Hey everyone, and welcome. So, we've all gotten pretty used to talking with AI, right? You type a command into a box and you get something back. But is that really the best we can do? Today, we're going to talk about the next big leap in how we interact with artificial intelligence, moving way beyond those simple commands to something a whole lot smarter. Let's dive into what that future is going to look like.
And I really want to start with this question. Are we asking enough of our AI? I mean, it feels like we're just scratching the surface. It's possible that the way we're asking, the way we're prompting, is actually holding these incredibly powerful models back from what they can really do for us.
So here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with the age of the prompt, the world we all know. Then we'll look at how we've tried to master it with prompt engineering. After that, we'll talk about why that's just not cutting it anymore, why we're hitting a wall. And that's when we get to the really cool stuff, moving beyond the prompt to something called context. We'll compare the two, and then we'll look at what a context-aware future really, truly means.
Okay, let's start at the beginning. The age of the prompt. This is ground zero for most of us. It's that one simple command that basically unlocked this whole new world of generative AI.
At its core, a prompt is just a direct order. Write me an email, summarize this article, or make a picture of an astronaut riding a horse. It's a single, self-contained instruction that we feed into this incredibly powerful engine. And for a while now, that's been the foundation of how we talk to AI.
But of course, it didn't take us long to figure out that how you ask makes a huge difference. And that gave birth to this whole new skill, this whole new craft, prompt engineering. It's all about perfecting the art of the ask. So what is it, really? Well, it's the difference between saying, write about cars, and saying, write a 500-word blog post in the super enthusiastic tone about the top 3 electric cars for city driving. See the difference? You're structuring your words, adding all this detail, trying to guide the AI to give you the most accurate, most relevant output possible. You're basically trying to perfect the input to get a perfect output. And the process itself, well, anyone who's played around with these tools knows this dance. You set a goal, you write a prompt, and you probably don't love the first result. So you go back, you add more detail, maybe some constraints like a word count, you refine the tone, you just keep iterating and testing over and over, almost like you're negotiating with the AI until it finally spits out what you had in your head.
Here's a great way to think about it. Prompt engineering is like giving a world-class actor one single, perfectly written line. I mean, they're going to deliver it beautifully, right? With all the emotion and nuance you could hope for. But at the end of the day, it's still just one line. And that brings us to a really big problem.
Which leads us right here to hitting the prompt wall. Because even the most amazing, perfectly engineered prompt, that one perfect line, has some serious limits.
Think about it. The prompt-only approach means the AI has zero long-term memory. It forgets everything from your last conversation. It really struggles with complex tasks that evolve over time. Its personality can be all over the place, and you find yourself having to re-explain everything every single time. You're basically starting from scratch with every new prompt.
So that leads us to the most important question of all. If that single command is holding us back, if it's the wall, then how do we break through it? How do we unlock that next level?
Well, the answer isn't a better prompt. The answer is moving beyond the prompt. And that brings us to context. This is all about giving the AI the bigger picture, the whole story, not just a single line.
This is the next evolution, context engineering. So instead of just telling the AI to write an email, you give it the entire past email chain, a document with your company's official tone of voice, and then you ask it to draft a reply. You see, you're not just giving it an order, you're giving it a whole knowledge base so it actually understands the why behind your request.
And this brings our actor analogy full circle. If prompt engineering was giving the actor one perfect line, context engineering is like giving that same actor the entire movie script, their character's complete backstory, and the director's vision for the whole film. The performance you get back isn't just a good line reading, it's a deep, consistent, and truly informed character portrayal.
So let's put these two ideas head to head. This is prompt versus context, and it really is a fundamental shift in how we're going to be interacting with these amazing systems.
Okay, let's really break this down, because this is the key. With prompt engineering, your approach is to refine a single query. But with context engineering, you're providing a whole knowledge base. The input totally changes too. You go from a one-off, isolated instruction to a prompt plus a bunch of relevant data. And because of that, the goal is completely different. You're not just trying to get the best one-time answer anymore. You're trying to build a continuous, informed conversation where the AI actually gets you and your world.
So, what's the big picture here? Where does this all lead? Well, that's our final section. The future is context-aware.
And this right here is the big takeaway. By giving AI context, we're changing it from just a simple tool like a fancy calculator into a true collaborative partner. I mean, just imagine an AI that doesn't just write one email for you, but helps you manage an entire project because it has access to all the documents, all the chats. An AI that helps you plan a trip because it already knows your budget, where you've been before, and what your family likes. It remembers what you were working on yesterday without you ever having to say a word.
And that leaves us with a pretty fascinating thought to end on. If prompt engineer was the hot skill of yesterday, will designing and curating these rich knowledge bases for AI make context designer the hottest job of tomorrow? It's a pretty cool thing to think about.
Thanks so much for tuning in.